Okay, for the next part of the tutorial, it talks on page 79 about ortho. We're not going to play around with ortho. We don't really need that. All right, so we're just going to leave that exactly the way it is. All right, so we're going to skip that and we're going to go on to the loading line types. Now, first thing I want to do is, you may notice I've created an object here. I'm just going to delete this object. I'm going to select it with my cursor, boom, boom, and make it go away. Now, so what I want to do is I want to, and I'm actually not 100% sure. Okay, here we go is another example of, the fact that I have to actually check things out because I tend to forget. All right, and it's under, let's see, format, line type. Okay, so we're going to load the lines through here. And I notice a lot of people, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to click load. And I think we can actually load this entire group so that we have all of them if we want. We probably don't really need to load them all at the same time, but that's okay. We're just going to stick them all in there. All right, and I'm going to say, okay, so now I have my different line types loaded. All right, so now all I have to do is create layers. Now, this is the one thing that you guys don't seem to be able to do. So I'm actually going to do this for you and put it in the public folder. All right, so we actually need a number of different layers, and it's this tool right here, which is the layers property manual. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to open up this file, and what we're going to do is we're going to create the different layers. And the layers are going to be, well, let me just create 4 different layers. Or actually, I guess it's another 5 layers. This layer here is going to be called center. Oh. I want it on. And it's giving me a little bit of a hard time. All right, but the center layer is going to be red, so I'm going to click here, click on that button, make it red. Say OK. The line type on the center is going to be center line type. All right, so it's center. Okay. And I think that's it, red, and the state should be on, so it's on. All right. So, and I really want to rename this, and it seems to be causing me some grief. Used to be able to rename these things fairly quickly. I'm not sure why it's causing me grief here. Okay. Again, how I told you that I do these things? Create a new layer. When I create the new layer, I'm going to call it center. And good. And then I create a new layer, and I call the next layer dims. I was pretty sure that you could edit this afterwards, but apparently it doesn't want to let me do it. And on dims and then hidden. And I think, and create a new layer, and object. And create a new layer, and text. All right, so those are my layers, and I'm going to delete these layers. Delete layer. And I think I got rid of these guys for the most part. All right. Now, folks, I could actually keep on doing this over and over again until I'm perfect. And maybe that is what I should do. But the reason I'm doing it this way, apply, boom, everything disappears, is that I want you guys to see that, yeah, I struggle with the same thing you do. I have to play around with it to get it to work. All right, so center line is red, and it's centered to line type. Dimensions are always going to be magenta. And what's going to go on there? Well, the actual dimensions. The magenta is purple, by the way. All right, and then hidden, I believe, is yellow. Okay. And those are going to be things that exist on the object, but you would not necessarily be able to see. You're going to find out about what that is very shortly. Object is going to be green, I believe. Okay, and the last one, text, is cyan, which is, I believe, a blue. I'm just picking this off of this bottom menu here. Cyan. Cyan is light blue. Okay. All right. So that's how you're going to make your different layers. And then what you can do is you can just pick the layer you want to work on from here. All right. So it looks like I got my 5 layers set up. I'm going to save this into the public folder. And hopefully you guys will be able to open this on your own. Okay, that's what my goal is I'm going to put this in the J. Rasconi folder. And you guys will be able to get this. And we're going to call this Assignment 1 Template. .dwg. Okay, and that's it for now. That's how you use layers. Now, unfortunately, I suspect you guys will not be able to create your own layers. All right. But whenever you're working on something, for instance, if you're working on the center lines, make sure you have the correct layer current. Watch what happens when I draw here. You notice that the line is yellow? That's because that's the line we're going to be using. Now, I actually just realized one other thing I was supposed to do. Hit Enter to deselect. I have to bring that layer management thing up because I forgot to adjust the line types. So dimensions are supposed to be continuous lines, right? I screwed that up, so we're going to go, that's going to be continuous. And hidden is supposed to be hidden. I'm not sure what that means. Apparently there's a specific type line type that in CAD they want you to use. And then object, I believe, is continuous. And text is probably also going to be continuous as well. All right, continuous lines are just solid lines. Okay, so there you go. All right, so there we are. We're finished. And if you notice that when I draw something, if I'm on the dimension layer and I draw an object, numbers, enter number of sides, 6. Specify center of the polygon, enter inscribed in a circle. Boom. And it comes in and it's in the layer where you have. Okay, cool. File, save as. I'm going to put it back in my folder. And there you go. And that's it for this tutorial. You may not be able to do these things. I'm going to try to see if I can allow you guys to do this, but this is how it's going to work. Okay. So anyway, we are now up to page 83, and that should pretty much work for you.